Back again, I see. Hi there. How you doing? Here I am. I look exactly the same. It's almost like I can do several videos all at the same time. Crazy. I'm betting you're here because we're making hummus today, and I didn't write a script for this, but I have the hummus recipe in my brain, so I'm just gonna try and walk you through this real quick, because the whole point of hummus is to be real quick. If you saw the last video, I hope you did. I'm linking it in the diddly-doo here. I made sourdough pita, but not just like any sourdough pita, like the lazy way. I'm assuming you followed that recipe, or if you didn't, you will, because the hummus is only going to take like 5 or 10 minutes depending on how finicky you are. I guess we can just go ahead and get started with that. Also, since you're here, if you could do me a quick favor, please like, subscribe, and comment. You know, if you have something you want to say, of course, I guess you don't have to comment if you don't have anything to say, but even a hello is very welcome. Doing these little things helps YouTube do YouTube stuff and then recommends my content to other people, which I would really super appreciate. You know, I'm just a wee itty bitty channel, and growing is very exciting to me. So, yeah, I mean, you don't have to. Don't worry about it. It's fine. You just want hummus. I get it. So, for hummus, you will need 1/4 cup of lemon juice. Fresh is best, but bottled is fine too. 1 clove of garlic. And I must stress this, only 1 clove of garlic, because if you add more than 1 clove, you are going to have some real stank garlic breath. 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm using kosher salt. If you're using table salt, you may want to use less and then add in more to taste. About a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of paprika, 1 can of drained and rinsed chickpeas. Also going to need about a 1/4 cup of tahini. Now you can make tahini yourself, and I have, but it's much simpler to buy store-bought. So if you can get a store-bought tahini, then that would be great. Should be able to get it almost anywhere at your international supermarket or in the international aisle, etc. And then the last thing we need, which I don't have a measurement for exactly, is some olive oil and, you know, a splash of water. Start by assembling your vintage food processor. I'm not sure how old mine is, but it's old enough to have one of these funny plugs. Put that all together. You're going to need the chopping blade, and then add about a 1/4 cup of tahini. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of aerate it a bit, because the tahini is kind of like this peanut buttery thickness, and we're just going to make it nice and like whipped almost. And then pulse it a couple of times before letting it run full speed. Then we're going to go ahead and add the lemon juice. I like to wrap a towel around my food processor, because if I don't, then lemon juice is going to spray everywhere, which just makes for a mess that I have to clean up later. And then pulse again a few times, and then let it run on full speed. What you're going to see happen is you're going to see the tahini and the lemon juice kind of emulsify together and make this light, fluffy, creamy substance. After a couple minutes, when you see that it is well combined, remove the lid and scrape down the sides. And at this point, we're going to add our garlic clove. I highly recommend chopping it up a little bit and then putting it in, because this will help the food processor to chop it up a lot more smoothly. We don't want to have any large chunks of garlic in there. That would be a really unpleasant surprise. So go ahead and scrape down the sides periodically. Just check for little chunks, and when you see that the garlic has more or less disappeared into the tahini and lemon mixture, then you can move on to the next step. So the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to add our chickpeas into the food processor. Some people like to rub the skins off of their chickpeas because they say it has a smoother texture in the end, but I don't really care, and I don't have time to rub all the skins off of the chickpeas. That's ridiculous. So just put your chickpeas in the food processor and then follow that with your cumin, your paprika, and salt. Put your lid back on and pulse a couple times again before clicking on that full speed. And now we are pretty much just going to let this run until we get like this nice smooth hummus. When you see that the chickpeas have blended almost completely, you can add in about a tablespoon or so of olive oil, maybe up to 2 or 3 tablespoons. I try to use a little bit less. The olive oil is going to add some flavor. It's also going to add a bit of gloss. Then the final thing we're going to add is just a little bit of water. It might be about a tablespoon or 2. If you add too much water, then you're going to get a really thin hummus. So whatever your preference is, I tend to like a thicker hummus, so I try not to add too much. But the water will just help you get a better texture. That's hummus. Just scrape the sides of the bowl and make sure everything's been well combined. I like to give it a bit of a taste, and then I might adjust the seasoning. It's always better to add less salt in the beginning and then more salt at the end of these kinds of things. That way you don't salt yourself to death. So now your hummus is ready for a wonderful hummus dinner, which is probably not very thrilling to non-vegans, but for me, it's very thrilling. Like, I would eat hummus and pita and carrots for dinner, like, every night if I could get away with it. And that's it. That's all I got for you this week. So thanks for coming back again, watching a video. What would you like me to make next? I have some ideas, but if you have ideas that you want to see me do, then please drop that in the comment section down below. I've been talking for much too long today, so I'll see you in the next one. Toodaloo!